G'day everybody, welcome back to here, and welcome to the grand finale of VHS Openings for 2020. Now our VHS Opening for tonight is the AFL Grand Final 2001, Brisbane vs Essendon. 2001 VS from 7 Sport, and for the final time in 2020, here we go.
Well, we've got the perfect ingredients, haven't we? The two best sides in the competition, which is what we wanted right from the word go this year. The two heaviest scoring sides, and interestingly enough, the two best tackling sides.
Jared Healy with us for another big game, Jared. It is the perfect mix, isn't it? It's the champion against the challenger, and what a challenger we have. But boy, when you look down at that Essendon team, they are one football club, aren't they?
They are, Bruce, but they are under enormous pressure to maintain their status in this competition because Brisbane are certainly on a roll. They go in as favourites, I believe, but they still have to knock off the Bombers.
Jason, you've seen so much of Brisbane. They haven't lost a match since May 26. It's a long run that they've come through to make it here. I guess the X factor is how will they handle the first 15 minutes of this grand final.
Oh, that's going to be so important for them. I mean, it's the matchup we've all been anticipating for so long. We watched the Brisbane Lions, they're prepared to enter the arena. It's the biggest stage that they've ever been on, and how they handle it, in particular in that first part of the first quarter, is certainly going to be a telling factor today.
Jared, have you been able to glean anything from the interchange announcements with McRae, Notting, Mel Michael, interestingly enough, and also Bo McDonald starting on interchange event for Brisbane, whilst for Essendon it's McCurry, McVeigh, Barnard and Justin Blomfield. Well, I think the most notable aspect is that both Barnes and Alessio are going to start, and added to that, Mel Michael is on the bench for the Brisbane Lions, so if Alessio starts up in the forward line, I think they're going to be one short very early in the piece, and it'll get rectified in the first minute or two.
It's hot out there today, it's windy, they've taken a deep breath, the Lions as they come out. Huge support surrounding them here.
The other issue I think, Sandy, is that Blomfield is starting on the bench. I would have thought he'd be the preferred target for Michael Ross going in. So that is another mystery that will be answered shortly. Jason, is the MCG a factor? We're looking at the Lions come out now. They've got a marvellous record at home at the Gabba. But here it's a very, very different story. They're up against a side who can lay claim to owning this ground.
Yeah, it has to be some sort of factor, Sandy. I mean, they've broken the Melbourne Hoodoo this year, the Brisbane Lions, but they still haven't done it under pressure. On a stage like today, on a momentous occasion, I mean, it's got to be a distinct advantage to us.
What about the leadership, both on and off the field? Kevin Sheedy, Lee Matthews, James Hurd, Michael Voss. You couldn't get a better mix, could you?
I would have thought so, Bruce. You've got two outstanding coaches who have both had outstanding playing careers, got the respect, the ultimate respect, absolute respect of the footy world. And their captains mimic them in many respects. There's a steely result about both players, and as individual players, they're champions through and through.
A lot talked about Matthew Lloyd coming back, and also Alistair Lynch. What about the day for Lloyd particularly, Jason? I mean, is this a difficult day for a full forward?
Oh, definitely. I think that's something we hadn't taken into account prior to this match. All of a sudden, we knew there were warm conditions coming, but it's a very swirly breeze, and that could play a major part today. The team that handles the conditions and makes the most of their goal-scoring opportunities could win.
Jason, back to the X factor, the MCG. We were talking before we came on air about the advantage that Brisbane have got ahead of other sides, like when you played in your first grand final. They've been out there prior to the big roar.
Look, I think that's possibly the best thing that could have happened for the Brisbane Lions. They've soaked up a little bit of it. It's been such a hectic week for them. To walk out here cold, to stop the crowd first up, would have been something few of them wouldn't have got over.
And about an hour ago there was, 70,000 people here, the big roar already, and they must have settled to some degree.
Paul Salmon with us will be doing the telestrator. Paul, are you surprised that Kevin Sheedy is starting both Stephen Alessio and John Barnes?
Not entirely, Bruce. It doesn't surprise me at all, given Stephen Alessio's in pretty good form. He'll go into the forward line with some confidence today, but if needed, he's going to be a real strike player for the Bombers down the middle. John Barnes, plenty of experience, that'll come in handy as well. His 5th grand final.
So does it mean Levitt definitely gets Lloyd because Michael's sitting it out for the start?
Well, you'd think so, with Darryl White picking up Scott Lucas.
He mightn't be singing out for very long, though, mate. Well, they may have a problem, though, if Alessio goes forward with Michael on the bench. They may have to gamble with a White on Alessio just in the first couple of minutes. Yep. They'll be looking for a third tall.
The emotional factor, I mean, Paul, you know this club better than any of us. I mean, Cheedy has really pulled on the emotions this week. He's tugged the heartstrings, hasn't he? How does that work for him today, do you think?
Well, it's been interesting.
And that's the end of tonight's edition of VHS Openings, the grand finale for 2020. Thanks for watching. It has been another fantastic year on Passion AFL for VHS Openings. I would like to say a huge thank you to great fans. Thank you for your outstanding support during the past season. It has been another amazing year for VHS Openings on Passion AFL. And for 2021, if no one's had any questions with these views, VHS Openings, VHS Pros, AFL Classics, and from the vault, put them in comments below. And don't forget to put those thumbs up and subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed as much as I have on the 2001 AFL Grand Final, Brisbane versus Essendon. And for the 3rd year in a row, we'll have a From the Vault sprint to finish the season. And I can tell you, we've got some awesome content, both classic and rare, from the archives to finish the season for 2020. And that's the end for 2020 regarding VHS Openings. I'm Lachlan Patterson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next year. Good night, Australia.